Welcome back, everybody, to Challengers NA Split 3, and today we're going to be covering Group C. It's the third day. My name is Marks, and this is Keg, just off to my right. I think I'm bad at this whole weatherman thing.
I think you're a great weatherman. Oh, I'm not the weather. Sometimes I'm a meteor shower, but I think you're a ray of sunshine.
No, that's so nice of you, Keg. But okay, so we've got quite a few games ahead of us. Keg, set the table a little bit. What are we going to be taking a look at today?
Well, the lay of the land, my friend. Look, I thought Group B yesterday was going to be a very easy path to victory for some teams, but all my predictions were wrong. If you saw on social media, I had the right maps for the most part, like maybe at 85%, and it was all the wrong teams that qualified. So to set the stage, we have Turtle Troop versus Rankers as our first series of the day. I don't know how that's going to go. I think both these teams fundamentally play at a very different level. I think Turtle Troop is a little bit more of a free-flowing kind of pug team where they do have the big set strats, but Marks, if it's anything like yesterday, YFP and MXS had the same exact ordeal, and they really struggled with interconnecting and synergizing with their teams, right? So when you have a team like Turtle Troop go up against Rankers with the likes of the top ranked players in North America who just run and gun and W key in and find success doing God knows what, I don't know what to expect, man.
Like you said, it is really hard to predict what is going to be coming out of here. I mean, Turtle Troop, we're looking at the same core as they were in the previous Challengers splits. They were formerly Dark Zero Esports, but now we're just going back to the whole Turtle Troop banner. We did B-Dog Adder. They're still hanging out on the squad. They've got 2 new members with them. And so, like you said, that kind of run it down style, yeah, you're right. But at the same time, there is enough history where we can expect to see a little bit more synergy and at least a little bit more practice in this kind of tournament environment. But on the other hand, Rankers, like you said, this is the first time that we're really seeing a lot of these people make a run at the Challenger circuit. And I think that there comes a whole batch new of expectations that you expect these people to be able to fulfill.
It's really going to come down to whether or not we see Rankers play Neon. Like, I hate to boil down everything to that one singular aspect, but that's been the make or break for a lot of these teams. When we first saw Turtle Troops play with this current roster in a different event, right? We saw them look a little shaky. And they still won against Maryville, but, Maryville weren't doing anything inventive. They played as vanilla, fundamental Freddy as you could possibly be, and it looked like there were still some rounds that Turtle Troop struggled with. But that was also a few weeks ago. Things have changed since then, so I think TT will have a better path to victory this time around for the upper bracket Marks, but Rankers is really that team that I don't know what to expect.
And once again, kind of looking at how yesterday went down with the Funhavers being able to secure their spot into the playoffs by eliminating a team that a lot of people were expecting to make it through, Moist X Shopify Rebellion. Like, when just coming into this one on paper, everyone I think is going to be expecting to see Turtle Troop do good. I mean, this is a team that people are familiar with, that they know, but the Rankers have a real chance to upset it, and we can never count those upsets out. As we start off map number 1, it is going to be the Rankers picked, and their favorite map. They've won every single time they've played it. We're starting things on Haven.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. This is such a good map to test out the in-game leading of, your IGLs of a team and whether or not they can make those proper calls for the attacking side to rotate when they're facing that defensive pressure, or even just the set strats of finding a weakness in a defense where you have 3 sites to worry about. You can't have a proper stacked up defense every round. The guessing game for the first 30 or so seconds, especially in these first few rounds, Jawa brings down the recomp bolt. He has been the most solid player we've seen on Turtle Troop. He's made miracles happen on this squad, but he's by himself on A.
Already, Deco going to get shot out. Gets tossed out as well, but Kane Zera is going to be spraying things down. Knights is going to be the one to take the kill, as already the Rankers are going to be able to get that spike down as Turtle Troop scrounge themselves together to try and make this retake happen.
Yeah, retaking A on pistol, that's going to be so rough. You're down a body, the aftershock removes the 50-50, but Knights swings.
Excellent pick from Weeded, but the Cyber Cage immediately going up. You can see Chaotic looking for an opportunity to go in. Inspire shuts that down completely. Shockbolt just a little bit wide as Adder Gonna be moving in, taking space. Zero right up in front. B-Dog wins that with the frenzy. Has to go for the reload. 21 HP. Able to escape, but time is ticking down. They have to make their move right now, but it doesn't matter. The Rankers, they spray them down. Classics in hand. Rankers win pistol.
Really good call for Rankers to choose to push A very aggressively first round. That is the round to do it. A lot of teams will focus on B side or C just because it's more closer and condensed. You can take some longer gunfights early on with the Sheriff. But if you can push A and there's no Sentinel utility stopping you, it is going to be torturous to retake A site. And so the response now from Turtle Troop, expectation that Rankers will just bash their heads into A site until it doesn't work anymore, is the gamble stack it. But they would be wrong. Rankers have already swapped over to C site. Adder, though, sent to util, not available, is forced to run away. Turtle Troop are going to opt to try to either die to the spike or they get this opening pick against Rankers in post-plan. They may have a fighting chance to reclaim site.
They're all slowly approaching. Knives in hand, swapping over to the pistols. But the Rankers are completely just swarming the site. No one has moved back at all. Inspire just watching on the flank, but those trapwires make sure that no extra information is given. Zero taking the first swing just around the corner, spots one out, and then just toss out that. Okay, is able to find Joa right off the bat. And Turtle Troop, I think that they're just gonna kind of hang out, play the death to the spike, make sure they don't give any unnecessary ultimate orbs, and can get that ultimate orb for themselves. As Poppin able to at least find B-Dog. Poppin looking for more, Poppin finding We Did. But yeah, this round is all but over for Turtle Troop.
Yeah, Poppin can sacrifice himself here. Only equipped with a ghost. Kalik is good for one before their way out. 2 rounds now for Rankers. Attacking side looking solid thus far, but also not really facing any resistance yet from Turtle Troop. This will be the round to change it up. Finally, rifles are in the Turtle Troop's hands. They're attempting to go for this early swing on A site. A stun there from We Did could block out an aggressive force on A. Promotes Chaotic to go with the recon bolt, followed up by Jawa. A slide in for the Neon. This might be a very brutal opening round, but no. Rankers instead are opting the mini default. They're expecting a big change of pace from Turtle Troop to push up.
Oh, Adder got spotted out. Gonna respect that distance as all the utility is swarming in. It's such fast attacks that we're seeing from the Rankers. Adder has to at least stay alive, if not be able to take one. And yeah, we'll just do that. Zero, see you later. Never mind, finds 2 more as well. Spots up the gun here, looking for it. Can't even teleport away in time. And just like that, this site is completely locked down. Just Adder alone is more than enough to shut the Rankers down.
Adder's Cypher has been unbelievable in this iteration of Turtle Troop. Every map they have played so far, there's always been not one, but multiple rounds where Adder will absolutely pop off as that Cypher. Not only IGLing, but oh no. Oh, okay.
No,
I'll take the 4K, but Inspire already unlocking this round, no longer flawless. 38 seconds left. There was nearly a moment where Inspire could have helped even the odds. But once again, Adder, complete control of C-Site, shutting down various angles from Rankers. Look, man, I can only imagine what Rankers comms are like. We've had a few listens on different iterations of Rankers in different tournaments in the past, man, and it just sounds like TikTok brain rot. So missing out on angles like that, I'm not terribly surprised. It's going to be these 1vx's that I think Turtle Troop can find a lot of defensive value in.
Yeah, and you can tell too, Rankers, like you said, the strategy these last couple of rounds has been very util dump and run in onto one of these sites. This is the first time we're really seeing a little bit of a different formation from them, Keg.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because a lot of the time so far in group stage, we've been seeing these util dump plays there to promote a Neon to just barrel rush in. There's no Neon for Rankers. They are playing together as a very punchy squad.
Oh. Excellent little double pop out there. Can't shoot both ways at the same time. Inspire able to at least get one. All the utility now getting used. Chaotic can't see a thing and will get taken out here. Zera still just kind of holding things down. Neural Theft going to be online. It's a better idea as to where the members of Turtle Troop are. And so the Rankers will be able to get one. Eggster finds B-Dog though as he retreats back into sight.
Yeah, and at this point, Turtle Troop, there's no real way to get into A site in the post plant. I mean, you could try dipping down from heaven, sure, but the pings are out. Setting up for the Hunter's Fury if needed, but no, you have that 50-50 from popping. It would not be worth using that ult. Let's talk about Moist Shopify for a second, right? Because
sure,
the team comp that Rankers have right now isn't that far off from the same game plan that Moist had, right? You have these 5 players that can just delete people, entire teams on their own, but they have a team composition that doesn't necessarily flow into each other as well as like others, right? Like you think about like a typical Ascent comp. The KO that can help the Jet, the Omen that can help the Jet that can help the Jet, stuff like that, right? But you have a Yoru, an ISO, a Clove, and a Cypher. Every single one of these agents can play by themselves and lurk. That is like 5 times the brain power Turtle Troop need to think about actively when they're defending, especially on that B lurk.
See, you raise an excellent point there, but at the same time, I'd wager you that as a result, there's not as much team synergy that can kind of happen. Sure, you see these players kind of move in there one by one, but, you know, a good flash, good counter from Turtle Troop, good trade, and that can really just foil some of these plans. And so we do see them moving together, but like you said, the utility is very selfish.
I agree, but I don't think the game plan for Rankers is going to be that complex. What they'll do, I have been complex so far. I'll give them that great anti-flank, great flank from Chaotic to start out. Nice falls, but really, Rankers just want gunfights.
Inspire still alive somehow, finds 2. Finally weeded, ready to just clap back, and Spike will go down onto the A site. It's a 3v3 situation here into this post plant. Al Jones will be dueling, 1 up, 1 down. Exer going in, tries to get aggressive with it, but caught off guard by B-Dog just on that off angle. B-Dog now trying to get a little exploratory as Poppin's caught looking the wrong way. Kane's era underneath, the ISO still alive here. The pop down, Kane's is able to find get another, finds that third just as the flash expires. The Rankers, they continue to steal these rounds away. Now 4-1.
Yeah, Kane's era is going to be a demon to deal with. Of course, the ISO not nearly as powerful as, back, what was it? Stage 2, we saw Sad play ISO on that one patch where he was just unbelievably OP and delete. I think he actually deleted Moist Shopify in that instance too. I'd have to go back and check. But Kane's era over the summer hit #1 ranked in North America. And I bet you can't guess why.
Oh, after gunplay like that, makes total sense. You want that person as a duelist on your team, and now we're seeing Turtle Troop. They're calling for a timeout. Of course, this is the Rankers map pick, like we kind of talked about in the start here. But once again, you're Turtle Troop. You've had your spot in Challengers. There's so many instances of NA Challengers. You don't want to be going down like this to this team.
Yeah, it's going to be it's a tough shout. Turtle Troop, strategically, they're not doing really a lot that's wrong. They're playing it safe for the retakes and attempting to fight the round with as many bodies as possible and utilize their utility for those swings. Rankers, though, they have an easy time dealing with the stall, and they can pivot to A side as their safety net, and they've been able to succeed almost flawlessly in doing so. There isn't really much counterplay that Turtle Troop have been able to figure out yet, other than maybe how they can pace out the first beat of a round. This could be the paranoia swing off the Cypher. A Cyber Cage here would be strong. It is an eco buy from Turtle Troop. They could take more risks.
Camera taken out.
Camera gets shot. Owljoe not able to really just scout out that site. Such a cheeky little spot that we see B-Dog perched up on top, but given the information that was given and how fast the Rankers have gone, Turtle Troop assumed that there might be some more C pressure, while the Rankers, they're just kind of exploring the map a bit.
I like this patience from Rankers.
Standing ahead.
They're scoping it out, as you mentioned. Expectations that Turtle Troop would push out and play aggro, but they're not. Holding angles and going for safety city. There is no tripwire B main. It is open. But that could be bait for someone like Inspire. Just waiting for the cross back to A. He's playing anti-rotate.
It's you and me.
A lot of utility gets used, but oh, goodbye. Kane's era. The 1v1 against Joe. Okay. Got a little bit too close for comfort as Inspire still deep onto this flank. Spike does get planted. Turtle Troop already down 1. Knights is just going to use a lot of preventive utility to slow them down yet again. Weeded, poised, ready to go. Tosses down the fault line, but here's Inspire just deep onto the flank, is able to find one. And now Turtle Troop, they have to execute, but immediately get gunned down before they can even enter in onto the site. There's only one left, and Rankers will be able to scoop up that round as well.
Fantastic lurk from Inspire. Perfect timing out. Really, we've been seeing a lot of ciphers either lurk that B lane into A lane either too early or too late. Got that timing off of B-Dog. It forced the rest of Turtle Troop, sandwiched between a cipher and the entirety of Rankers already pushed up, that have to take the fight and retake A site. And that forced them directly into the hands of the majority of Rankers' forces. Really love how well this squad is playing together. And they're going to go back to C. This might be the chance for Turtle Troop now. They have the spy cam set up. But already, swing out Inspire. Not going for the lurk this time.
A little bit of a confidence play. B-Dog not able to find anybody, but an excellent Paranoia is able to take Kane Zera out. And still Ladder, still onto the site, still dangerous. Poppin though, will trade that one back. Now a 2v3 scenario, Knights will get that one down. But already you can see the fault line ready to go. Oh, never mind, it's the Rolling Thunder. Gonna find Purchase. Chaotic just sliding in, already finds one. The sun comes out. Not gonna be enough as Weeda just watching that angle like a hawk. Turtle Troop, they will find their second round.
Great timing off the Rolling Thunder. Weeded, bringing it out. Chaotic sliding in, finding the frag right after. Absolutely the micro timings that you need. One big criticism I had from Turtle Troop before they came into this group stage was a lot of the breach timings, off of B-Dog especially. But now that Weeded is taking the mantle of the breach, it does feel like there's a little bit more of a finger on the pulse about where that utility needs to go down, and most importantly, the timing. That's huge for Turtle Troop, and good conditioning for Rankers to realize, hey, maybe C's not the move. But Turtle Troop are restacking A site with the expectation that this should be where Rankers want to end the round. They are locking it down.
Go, go, go!
Couple warning shots sent out by Chaotic. And contrary to that, Exeter able to find one, allowing the C site to look a lot more open. We did to toss down the fault line, at least delay the main pressure. Flash is going to be excellent here, has to get, okay, able to find one kill, but the decoy does cause that flash to go off here, and now Adder just left alone. Not impossible, but very unlikely as Knight says no. Rankers find 6.
Just gunfights, man. Really easy path to victory here. I feel so bad for Adder. Adder had one round where he looked like Superman, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, every other round, Rankers have completely avoided his utility.
It makes such a difference too. If you sidestep that utility, things get a lot easier for you to just kind of walk into the site. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing the Rankers be very cautious about as they're walking in. You always see that Yoru decoy go in first. They're scouting things out, all of that, just to try and see if that Cypher is there. And as soon as they realize it isn't, it's pretty fast paced for them to just kind of walk in.
And the decoy can also hit the tripwire too. That's the distraction factor. Adder has attempted to respect the smoke, but just a spray through instead allowed Rankers to disassemble these turtles. Only Chaotic's left. An overdrive with a neon wasted away with no impact.
It's tough to see, Keg. It's tough to see, but the Rankers have been doing an immaculate job on these rounds. It feels like Turtle Troop, they're just not simply expecting them. And the amount of pressure that they're under is surmounting every single time. Of course, that last round was a little bit of a save, but even Chaotic going a little bit more aggro, trying to push out, trying to take that space with the overdrive, didn't find nearly anything.
Yeah, it's really tough here for Turtle Troop. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Do you double down and just take these fights early on? Or are you going to play more reactively like Turtle Troop have been? You could push up like we're seeing Chaotic here, but he's by himself in that positioning. Okay. I like the response. Good paranoia. But it's always ending with a trade. There's no net positive for Turtle Troop.
And net positive for Rankers, that's for sure. Adder spotted out as well. Now has to make a run for it. Double tap is going to be activated. Extra just on the other side. Just like that, Joa up against the world. Does have a rifle, but at this point, I think you might just want to save this one because it's not going to be looking good. Spots out a shoulder. Finds Exter. Was actually looking for Pop in there, but doesn't realize that Inspire is going to be lurking behind. The undercut going to be cast as well, as this one is damned. Just like that, Inspire finds Joa as the Rankers are running away with Haven.
As long as Rankers can keep this pace up, this is looking like a plus 15 RR game for them.
Maybe plus 20. We'll see how it goes.
Probably a plus 20. I mean, yeah. It's looking rough here for Turtle Troop, and I really thought the expectation for Turtle Troop would be that they have this core and they can control the map a little bit more than what Rankers have to offer, right? Because their game plan's not that complex. Let's really fast push a lane. Let's fish for this early fight. If we meet any resistance, we don't have to rotate out. We are confident to win these fights. And off of another very broken buy yet again for Turtle Troop, Rankers will only have to deal with one singular rifle, and that's Jawa's.
It's you and me.
All right. Nobody found. Kinzer uses the ultimate, and quite frankly, Turtle Troop looked like they poised themselves to make sure that they were out of that casting range. Now it is just going to be, once again, that A site for free. The Rankers have gotten so many spikes down without any resistance these last couple of rounds.
Retake here with nothing but pistols is going to be incredibly tough to do. Flanks could be the way, but already Extras found that information. This is going to promote Rankers to push up more. They have less bodies to fight.
Okay, just a little bit of a delay. Knights does get tagged out here. The shot going to go live, but Adder didn't even stand a chance. Just a little bit faster on the trigger. Knights finding 3. That is unbelievable stuff. Finds 4. Weeded shuts down the ace, but okay. Kane's there just in the pack line. We'll find that final kill. Rankers so close to hitting a potential 10-2 half.
The aim, man. Like, Rankers are getting away with the wildest 3Ks possible. It is disgusting what I'm seeing for this team, and again, that's the core of what Rankers is built around. Just taking fights and winning them, like the most impossible ones. Kane, Zera, Knight, and Ion, who's not on this team, have been this trio, like the 4 horses of the apocalypse, minus, I guess, Pestilence.
Okay, a little bit more of aggressive play this time. Chaotic.
You have to.
Getting a little bit lost in the mix there. Immediately, though, it doesn't work out. Jawa at least able to take one, but the Rankers just completely overwhelmed the Turtles. B-Dog just left alone onto the site. Spotted up top. Doesn't realize that they're in the back line. That's going to be Kane Zera down, looking for the next. Knights not dead yet. Going to cast that one and hide away into the smoke as Adder's just in the back line to make this a little bit more possible. Able to escape, but never mind. It is going to be a shorty. 1 bullet per body. So Rankers do find that 10-2 half.
Switching sides.
I like the attempt that Turtle Troop were making on A side at the end of that round. The use of the smokes, B-Dog's vertical positioning, hiding in between the smokes to take more isolated fights. That's the solution to remove Rankers. Confuse them, remove line of sights for trades. The problem is that Rankers play so fast, and they're so comfortable with the mechanics of this game on a level that, like, really you don't see from many other players, period. That it's hard for Turtle Troop as a whole to find that kind of opportunity.
And honestly, it's kind of like what you said earlier. The utility that gets utilized is very just frag-focused forward. Sure, it mostly is for the individual players of Rankers, individual agents, but to be honest, they've all been shooting extremely well.
And so this defense is going to be nasty for Rankers, but the opportunity to trade should be less. These will be more 1vx's that Rankers need to take. We see that from Inspire already. At least right now, respecting the Cypher trip, but as soon as that's broken, I don't think he follows up. But that's going to add a lot of doubt to Turtle Troop's mind. Oh my god, already a double. And look, you got rid of the recombo. You don't have any info gathering. And your entry of Chaotic is completely gone, Mark.
And now Exter is just watching on the other side of this ruse. Dark cover going to get utilized as well on the site. Cut off the vision just a little bit more to add a couple question marks, but Poppin going exploring, spots out the shoulder of Weeded. Weeded able to escape, but excellent fault line going in there as Adder just on the other side waiting for Poppin. Walk out here, will just do that. Adder finds a headshot, but already Exter on the swing. Classic in hand, able to find one. The decoy not going to find Purchase. as the Turtle Troop will get this spike down. It's going to be 3v2, and already the Rankers are ready to move in. Let's see how they do this. Exter from up top, 2 from the bottom. Kainzera's shield is popped. Exter gets the right click from the sky, and Exter descends upon the Turtles, as that is going to be an instrumental round for Rankers as they find themselves at 11.
Turtle Troop either go for a timeout this next round or into their rifles. Need to find a cohesive solution here. They had great calling off of Adder to split push into A site, but the early fight in the mid severely hurt what that opportunity would have looked like. Again, pushing in blind without Jawa, without diverting crosshairs away off of Chaotic Slide. It's going to become a glass cannon for what should be a very normal composition. Turtle Troop are just not finding these gunfights back.
It's so tough, but at this point, like, yeah, Turtle Troop, they got to force up their weaponry here, because if they don't win this round, I mean, at that point, Rankers are going to be at 12. You got 10 rounds to climb yourself back up. Turtle Troop, B-Dog specifically looking to move up, but Poppin just on the other side, watching with this LMG in hand.
I like this. The smoke goes down, the fake TP to put that pressure on A that doesn't actually exist. Everyone on B main looking to push this in at the last second, make those gunfights a lot closer, but also just waiting for that, what should be inevitable push out.
Oh, Kainzera, he's got spotted out, Judge in hand. Activate the shield. Tosses out the undercut as well. His Knight's ready to just use the ruse yet again. Continue to make sure that that is smoked off, but it's actually a complete disconnect from Turtle Troop. They back things up. Chaotic did get a couple of bullets in onto Poppin, but Exter finds B-Dog. And that's not good, because Turtle Troop, they're ready to move on to this A site.
You're completely right, rotating right into it. What choice do you have if you're Turtle Troop? Cypher Util's not even here. This is the easiest site to push into. And already a big weapon and body advantage for Rankers into this post plant. Flash is absolutely there. Full util for Poppin.
Utility coming out. Decoy gets deployed. Knights from up top, able to find one. It's so easy right now. Kainzera able to find one. Knights gets yet another. Adder tries to keep it alive, but they all fall down onto the site to the superior weaponry, bending Turtle Troop down to the ground. As Rankers now on map point, speed running their way on Haven.
This is the future of Valorant, man. To be fair, not to take away from Rankers, their individual playing and their frag ability is incredible, right?
Yes.
We are going to be seeing like movement rifle nerfs, not in this patch that they're playing on right now, but like in the current patch. It has been nerfed a little bit, and a lot of players at the high level ranks will take advantage of running gun and movements more. That doesn't take away from Rankers and how well they can play, but it certainly will level the playing field a tiny bit more in the future. But this is the last attempt for Turtle Troop, and there was no running and gunning there from Exter. It's a rush in. He has ult to find info. Everyone else hides away.
Okay, Chaotic was able to at least find one, but it's still a little bit chaotic on site. Jawa able to find Exter. Yeah, you did. B-Dog trades it right back. These are just trades, like you said. B-Dog, the last person left standing, is able to at least spot one out. Knows just on the other side, down to this 1v1 scenario. The smoke disappears, has to get the reload, and Rankers. Map 1 against Turtle Troop, 13-2 in the scoreline.
This is going to be a rough series for Turtle Troop. There's no other way to say it. The best thing that Turtle Troop could have gone into this map is the really outstrat Rankers. How do you do that? Well, it's easy for us to say that they can, but to actually employ it, that is tough when you have 5 individual teammates that can just run it down and go for these unbelievable kills individually, that it's hard to frag back.
It absolutely is. You can tell that they've been forged in the irons of ranked in order to make sure that they're ready for all sorts of 1vx scenarios. But we still have map number 2 just over the horizon. Turtle Troop's map pick. So maybe the Turtles can get themselves back into it, but we'll find out just after this break.